You guys sitting there like it's a funeral. Okay, okay, so moving on to the geometry part now, because we looked at some graphic graphs and stuff, but let's move on to some geometry grade 9s. Hopefully with the geometry as well, we will actually not let loose or forget certain things. It's very important that we are on point, on par with a lot of things that need to have us being on par. So hopefully you can answer the questions there. Complete each of the following statements as it says in 2.1.1. Supplementary angles have a sum of. Hello Natalia, hi. Yeah, it has been a while, it's been a minute, but good seeing you. Complete each of the following statements. Supplementary angles have a sum of. What sum do they have? Sum of what? Supplementary angles. Okay, no one is here. No one is home. Matepe utlile. Supplementary angles have a sum of. Sure, Natalia. Seems like you're the only one that's here. Yes. Supplementary angles have a sum of 180 degrees. Very true. 2.1.2. If two lines cuts, then the what angles are equal? If two lines cuts, if two lines cuts, then the. Okay, I hear people saying opposite angles, but more specifically, guys, we say what? Then the vertically opposite. Thank you, PK. Thank you, PK. If two lines cuts, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay, vertically opposite. Here we can just write the full statement because it's there. Let's look at the next question. Determine the value of the unknown variables in the following diagrams. Give reasons for a statement. Okay, so what can we write when you write here our answer? Because remember, this is geometry, so we need to have reasons. Okay, we need to have reasons. I'll try my best to study that. Okay, good. Determine the value of the unknown variables in the following diagrams. Give reasons for a statement. Amanda Ngiti says x is 45 degrees, angles on a straight line. Very good. Clocks is saying x is 45 degrees and angles on a straight line. Very good. You guys are all 100% correct. Okay, it's been a century, guys. It's been a century. So yes, guys, remember that 35 degrees is the angle from here to there. Then from here all the way to there, that's x, but the two together form a protractor. They complete what? 180 degrees. Why do we say that they complete 180 degrees? It's because this angle and that angle, they share a common vertex, which is here. This is a common vertex. So they are adjacent to each other. Okay, these two angles are adjacent, x and 135. 135 degrees is next to x. They share a common vertex. When angles share a common vertex, we say they are adjacent, meaning they are next to each other. And when those two adjacent angles complete a straight line together, from here to there, from there to here, back to the straight line, we say that's 180 degrees, the entire sum of the angles. So we say x plus 135 degrees is equal to 180. What's the reason? Angles on a STR line. Then we solve. X is equal to 180 minus 135. We get x is equal to 45 degrees. Straightforward. So you guys are 100% correct. X is 45 degrees, angles on a straight line. Okay. Could someone just say x is 45 degrees and then write the reason angles on a straight line just like that? Yes, definitely. You can. All right. You could, without writing this entire statement, just go straight to the answer as a grade 9 learner. X is equal to 45 degrees and you say angles on a straight line. That means you did this mentally in your head. You asked yourself, what plus the 135 will give me 180. All right. So hopefully that makes sense and we understand. I did this one this morning. Okay, some of you may have been here this morning, some of you may have not been. I did this morning for grade 9s, but here we want x, we want y, we want z. We have these two symbols to show that the lines are parallel. We want x, we want y, we want z. So how do we find x, y, or z? What are you guys' thoughts? Anyone want to come on and tell me what their thoughts are? Who can we start with? X, Y, or Z? Okay. Where I'm standing, you could pretty much start with any of these for your answer and you'll be fine. Juicy says start with X. Sure, you can start with X. But someone else choose if they want, they can start with Y. Or someone else can say, let's start with Z. Okay. It seems like here we have the freedom of starting with any letter, and it should be able to move us to a place where we get the answer. Okay. Snowview is saying, I think it's going to be vertically opposite for x. X is 25 because vertically opposite angles. Hills Nwang says so. So yeah, we say x is equal to 25 degrees. What's the reason? Vert op angles equal. So x is what? 25. We go ahead, we update the diagram, we write out 25 degrees so that we have it there. Look at this one. Someone said y is corresponding angles. Yes, guys, you are 100% correct. No, y is not corresponding angles. You are not 100% correct. I thought you were saying z is 25 degrees corresponding angles. Y is not corresponding. Please be very careful. Okay, it's be very careful. Yes, no, you're very good. You mean z. So we could go ahead and say, after the statement, say z is equal to 25 degrees. Why? We say corresp angles. Guys, we need to get into this habit of writing the reasons according to what they say in the acceptable reason document. Z is 25 degrees. Y, on top of this line which is parallel, and then on top of the other line which is parallel, we have what we call corresponding angles. F shape, top on the same side of the transversal line, top. Okay, so we say Z is 25 degrees, corresponding angles. We must then state the lines that are parallel. We don't have any letters here to state parallel lines, so we can just say chorus angles and then semicolon. We write the symbols for parallel lines. We update our diagram. The minute you get something, update your diagram, you have new information. You can now find something else. Iconic Risorto is saying why we can use co-interior angles. Why co-interior? This angle and this angle, they form this U shape, yes. But also, this angle and this angle, they are angles that share a common vertex. Therefore, they are angles on a straight line. So you can also use angles on a straight line. Okay? All right, I hope you understand. So it's very important. This angle and this angle, very important. Remember, someone else could have also used so this is, we can use co-interior to solve for y, or we can use angles on a straight line to solve for y. Remember, angles on a straight line, y is y and x on a straight line. Guys, y and x is also on a straight line, because remember, this line is straight, this one. And then this angle and this angle, they share a common vertex, which I have been, you see this thing, this is a common vertex. So we say this x from here to there, and then from there to there, they complete 180 degrees, lying on a straight line, sharing a common vertex. So that's why you can also say 25 plus y is equal to 180 degrees. You can solve for y. So you can use this addition of angles equal to 180, get y, all right, which is 155, angles on a straight line. Or you could use this y plus 25. These are also angles on a straight line, this straight line, sharing this common vertex. These angles are adjacent next to each other. You could say y plus 25 is equal to 180. Also solve for solve for y. Or if you don't want to use angles on a straight line, you could say y plus this 25 degrees. This is the U shape, guys, that is for co-interior angles. Sum of angles is 180. U shape, the angles that I call your armpit angles, where your armpits are. You take your two hands, you stretch them in front of you. This is the part where you'd find your armpits. They stink, right? So you add roll on to your armpits. So we also add these two angles together. We equate them, we add them so that they're equal to 180, and we solve for x. Okay, solve for y, sorry. Okay, so now I'm hoping you guys see that y plus what? Y plus 25 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. You have a choice. After finding x, which is 25, using vertically opposite angles equal, and then finding z, okay, using either corresponding angles you could have used, or since you have this 25 degrees, you could use alternate angles as well. Z shape, this is the Z shape. This angle and that angle are equal as well, alt angles. And there are your parallel lines, you see? So there's many ways, guys, to get to the answer, man. It depends on what your eye can see, all right? It depends on what your eyes can see. And remember, guys, whenever we use corresponding angles, we must state the lines that are parallel. If we had said Z is 25 degrees and we would have used alt angles instead of corresponding angles, we would say alt angles, then we state parallel lines. Very important. You see, I'm just showing you that you could have found Z in one of two ways. Okay, we could have used corresponding angles after finding this, that it's vertically opposite. Okay, and then we find Z. So we have x, we have Z, then remember y. Y plus 25 is equal to 180. What's the reason? Angles on a straight line. Or if you don't want to use angles on a straight line, you could have used co-int angles. Then you state the lines that are parallel. You see, various ways. One person could have used angles on a straight line, the other could have used co-interior angles. Okay, and then when you solve, of course, for your y, you get y is equal to what? 155, not 165, 155 degrees. Those who know their maths well will know it's 155. It's funny that sometimes we make the mistake at the end when we have to deal with the addition and the subtraction. So El Pompadour, just be very careful with your addition and your subtraction. You don't want to be getting the wrong mark at the end. Okay? You don't want to be getting the wrong mark at the end. Okay, then this one, guys, I'm sure you guys can see this one. All right, we also did this morning. Very straightforward. You know, here in the diagram below, here's the diagram below, you can see we are told that DEG, be careful, DE, this cap on top of E means the angle E. DEG, the vertex is there, the mid letter speaks about the angle. So DEG is what? 90 degrees. That box means right angle, it means 90 degrees. DEF, follow the letters. DEF is equal to what? 5x. There it is, 5x. Okay, and then lastly, GEF is here, 3x plus 30 degrees. Now they are asking, calculate stating reason the size of GEF. So we want the size because currently the size of GEF is in terms of x. The size of GEF is in terms of x. We don't want it in terms of x. We want the actual angle. So what we first do is we identify GEF and we write it down. It is equal to 3x plus 30 degrees. Now, calculate stating reasons the size of GEF. So we can see that from here to there is this angle, 3x plus 30. From there all the way to there is this 5x. And then from there back to where we started is this 90 degrees. All of these angles, we have only one variable that is there, which if we added all three of these angles, we know that angles around this common vertex, for all of these angles, in total these angles, we say that they are equal to what, guys? The sum of these angles gives us what? Together. I see KMAV is saying angles around the point, and I love what you are saying there, KMAV, PAV. But I want us to first establish these angles, the sum of them, three angles together. Yes, Relebucha. Yes, Tabata 7. Yes, Tsiamiso. I love it. So the 1, 2, 3 angles together, the sum of the angles gives us 360. So you would then take the three angles. As you go around, you take the angle, 3x plus 8, this angle is taken, plus, right, I put brackets because this is a binomial, but it is becoming a single term because it's 3x plus 31 angle, 5x plus 5x plus 90 as I complete my revolution is equal to 360 degrees angles around a point PT. So then I go ahead, guys, very nicely remove the brackets now. 3x plus 30 degrees plus 5x plus 90 is equal to 360 degrees. Make sense? Then we collect the like terms. What does it stand for? What do you mean, Azande? What does what stand for? We collect the like terms. PT. PT means point angles around a point. Azande, when we write the reasons, we try and make sure that we are aligning our reasons to the acceptable reason that are in the exam guideline. We want to become very good learners by the time we are in grade 10 and we are doing maths, especially when we are doing the geometry. So when I teach learners in grade 9, I try to make them become very sensitive to writing the reasons according to that acceptable reason document. So when I write my reasons, this is not just writing reasons for the sake of writing reasons. I am trying to inculcate, put in your mind very early this thing. So PT means point. I hope you are good as that. Now we add the like terms, 3x plus 5x on the left hand side. We take everything else that is numerical angled. 90 crosses over becomes what? Negative 90. 30 positive 30 crosses over becomes negative 30. We add the like terms. What's 3x plus 5x? The legend says it's 8x. The legend says it's 8x. Hey, Baba. Quaid Clutie, is it Clutie? Also says 8x. 360 minus 90 minus 30, which is 360 minus 120, gives us what? 240 degrees. We go ahead and we divide both sides by what? The coefficient of x, which is 8. Remember, guys, in grade 8, in grade 9, term 1, term 2, you learned about the coefficient of the variable. The 8 is multiplied by x, so you divide both sides by the coefficient. You get x is equal to, what's 240 divided by 8? You get 30 degrees. X is 30. Who was waiting for the value of x? He was waiting. Angle GEF was waiting for the value of x. So we are going to go there and substitute. GEF is equal to 3 into 30 degrees plus 30. What's 3 times 30? 90 plus 30. What's 90 plus 30? 120. What's angle GEF? 120 degrees. What was the question? Calculate the size of angle GF. What's the size of angle GF? It's 120. We needed x to be able to substitute the x value, which is 30 degrees, and then find the actual size of angle GF, which is 120 degrees. Happy people? Happier indeed. Okay. Happy indeed. Right. I can see there in the comment section that people are like, yeah guys, geometry is nice, it's beautiful. When we know our stuff, we can be very happy, and we can be very, very happy, and we can be elated, ecstatic, over the moon. It is not fun. Let's move on to the next question. In the diagram below, okay, so I see some of you in the comment section are saying, this is the paper I wrote. Guys, Galoko, remember, your teachers must have recycled. You see, look at this paper. NMD, this is a Nelson Mandela District paper in this place called Gqeberha, in a place called Gqeberha somewhere. 14 September 2023. It's 2025 now. So a teacher decided to recycle a paper from long ago and give it to you, and maybe you wrote parts of this paper today. Okay, yeah. So it must have been nice, for some of you to have written this paper. Anyways, in the diagram below, line PQ is parallel to RS. Where is PQ? Here's PQ. Is parallel to RS. There's RS. Okay. So grade 9s, you are not told anything else in the statement, but in the diagram you can see PQR is 50 degrees, angle PQR. QPR is y plus 40 degrees. PRS here is 3y minus 20 degrees. And SRT, angle SRT, is 2x plus 10 degrees. They are asking us to determine, stating reasons, the value of x for how many marks? 3 marks, and then the value of y for how many marks? For 4 marks. Now, let's be very careful when we do these questions, right? When we have angles in terms of x or y, we need to be careful, because whatever relationship we identify from the diagram, it needs to be a relationship that will not leave me with 2 variables in an equation. Because if I have 2 variables in an equation, I will not be able to solve x alone or y alone. So when I look at this, I must identify a relationship that will either help me to solve for x alone and then y alone. So let's look at this. Look at this. 50 and y plus 40 degrees are the interior opposite angles of a triangle. And we know that the interior opposite angles of a triangle, they are equal to the exterior angle, the sum of them. But unfortunately, that relationship I can't use to solve for either x or y. Why? Because look at the exterior angle. The exterior angle has 3y minus 20. It has 2x plus 10. That's 2 variables. And the addition of these 2 will give me a y variable. And a y and your x variable, guys, together in an equation won't help me solve for x or y. So that's why I'm saying when you look at a relationship, the relationship of angles must not lead you to an equation where you have x and y together in one equation. You won't be able to solve anything. You'll be stuck. So we need to look at a new relationship. Look at 50 degrees. Look at 2x plus 10. What relationship do 50 and 2x plus 10 have? Okay. And how many variables exist in that relationship? Look at 50. Look at 2x plus 10. Anyone who can tell me the relationship they see between 50 and 2x plus 10? Neo Chico. Ah, you are amazing. Neo Chico. Neo Chico. Chico Chico. Masiho. Ah, you are amazing. Mbali. Ah, you are phenomenal. You are a star. You guys are stars. JJ. Hills. Ah, Hills. I am heading for the hills right now. Hills. Rainbow. Ngobile. The legend is legending there in the comment section. I'm telling you, Will. Specifically. Right. Specifically. 50 and 2x plus 10 have only one relationship, guys. One. And the relationship that exists between 50 and 2x plus 10 is what? It is corresponding, guys. The F shape. Look at it. Look. I'm just gonna do it for you. F. GF into it. On the bottom of this parallel line. How many variables in this relationship? Just one. It's x. That's what you want when you establish a relationship between angles. One variable, the one variable that you'll be able to do what? To solve. Okay, I hope we are together there. So we could use corresponding angles. Okay, let's hold it now. Hold it. Let's look at the diagram differently. What relationship exists between y plus 40 and 3y minus 20? Do you guys see the relationship that exists between y plus 40 and 3y minus 20? Do you know why I'm identifying that relationship? It's because I can see y plus 40 has just the variable y, and 3y minus 20 has only the variable y. If I have a single variable and the relationship does exist between the single variable, then it means I can actually use that relationship and calculate the unknown. So I love it. Philwe, Primrose, Wami, Will, Hills, JJ, Soli, Hills, Mbali, Lesek, Amila, Clemens, Masejo. All of you guys are saying alternate, under. Very good. I love it for you guys. So do you see? I can use corresponding to find X. I can use alternate to find Y. Okay. Are you with me, guys? 3 marks to find X. 4 marks to find Y. So let's find then the value of X. Okay. Let's find the value of X. So I'm just gonna take my paper here. We've established that 50 and 2x plus 10 have a relationship of corresponding Y. Bottom. On the same side of this line, we have the F-shape relationship. Bottom, corresponding angles. Now, what are we going to say? We are going to say 2x plus 10 degrees is equal to what? 50 degrees. What is the reason? Corresp angles. So for those who are joining me for the first time, the reason that we write that is short is corresp angles. Then let's look, do we have the letters so that we can identify the lines that are parallel? Yes. PQ is parallel to RS. But let's try and move in the same direction here. Okay, I see what they've written here and I don't really like what they've written there. So let's rather say PQ in the same direction, guys. We say SR. So PQ is parallel to SR. Remember, when you say corresponding angles, your F-shape relationship, top, bottom. We say top is equal, top is equal, and we say bottom is equal. But we must always state our reason and say corresponding angles. PQ is parallel to SR. Are we together? Are we together? 2x plus 10 degrees is equal to 50 degrees. Bottom, corresponding. May corresponding angles now make more sense to you, that it's bottom, top, bottom, F shape, bottom of this parallel line, bottom of this parallel line. The angles there, guys, are equal. Are we together, ne? Yes, I will do that, Mobile. Okay. Hopefully we are seeing this together. So that's why we say 2x plus 10 degrees is equal to 50 degrees. And there's one variable in my equation, not two, one variable, that is x. So it is very good, this equation. The relationship gives me one equation with one variable. I can solve for x. That's my reason. Thank you, Tato, for the rows. One variable x, corresponding angles. These are my lines that are parallel. PQ is parallel to SR. Let's solve then. 2x is equal to transpose plus 10. Goodbye to you. You transpose, you tend to negative 10. You become negative 10. When you cross over Jordan, you cross over the Red Sea, you cross over from death to life. Your life changes. It never is the same. Plus 10 becomes minus 10. Then 50 minus 10 gives us 40. And people here right in the comment section are giving me the answer. I love this. You guys are amazing. I love this. I love you. Divide both sides by 2. The coefficient of x is 2. We divide by 2. We do on the left, we do on the right. So x is equal to 20 degrees. Cross Limpopo. Amen. 40 divided by 2 is D20. D20, guys. You see, statement 100% correct, one variable. Reason 100% correct. You have corresponding angles. You have the PQ being parallel to SR. If this thing of parallel lines is not there, guys, your reason is wrong. I don't even want to talk. Final answer. Working out. Final answer. 3 marks. Okay. Usually they give a statement and reason as 1 mark. Usually. Then the working out is another mark. Then the final answer is another mark. Okay. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. All right? Yeah. It's like that. Now let's go and find y. We now have x. X is in the back. Okay. Now the honest truth, when we have x and x is in the back, we could, if we wanted to. Okay. We could if we wanted to. If we have x and x is correct, it's in the bag, we've got it. We could, if we wanted to, use the relationship that I spoke about at the beginning. 50 and y plus 40, the addition of these two angles is equal to the exterior angle, everything. So you could use that and make sure that x now is substituted with 20 degrees in the place of x, and then you can solve for y alone. You could use that. Okay, you could. But to make life very short for us and easy, we're just going to take the y plus 40 degrees and the 3y minus 20 degrees, because remember we did say that we can see Mr. Z here. We can see the Z-shape relationship. Look at it. These are lines that are parallel. Y plus 40 degrees and the 3y minus 20 degrees give us the Z relationship. The Z relationship, angles are equal. Those are alternate angles. Remember, we said n for fun. If the lines are parallel, we even said it's Z, like it's still n, or we can say it's the funny Z. Yeah, this angle and that angle. Okay, so these are equal, the angles there. Just like corresponding angles, top, bottom is equal. Z or n, those angles in the crevices are equal. The angles, you see, those can only be the two angles we are talking about for Z or n shape. So therefore, what do we do there? We just simply say y plus 40 degrees. You see the y plus 40 degrees? There. Y plus 40 degrees is equal to 3y minus 20. How many variables? Just y. That's what we want most. We want just y. The good thing is that x is not there. So we can go straight to the point. Y plus 40 degrees is equal to 3y minus 20 degrees. What's the reason? Alt angles. Okay, then we state the lines that are parallel. What's the lines that are parallel? PQ is parallel to SR. PQ is parallel to SR. Okay, now guys, let us now solve. I'm gonna tell you now, Mr. Lobello, how can you know when you must divide the numbers. Here, look at this, Mr. Lobel. Here I said 2x plus 10 is equal to 50. We took the 10 over, because how many terms are on the left hand side? In term 1, in one of the terms you learned about expressions, and you were able to say how many terms are in an expression. So in these two, in this expression on the left, 2x plus 10, there are two terms, because terms are separated by a plus and a minus sign. Are we together? So we have 2x plus 10 here. Then we take the 10 over, because it's a term that is separate from 2x. We can transpose the 10 because it's a separate term from 2x. That's why we take 10 over, it becomes negative 10. 50 minus 10 gives us 40. We are left with 2x is equal to 40. This 2x means 2 times x. Please understand that, guys. What combines 2 and x together is multiplication. This is one term, 2x. But we want the value of x. So how do we get rid of this 2? We have to divide by the number that is here, whatever it is. So since it's 2, we divide by 2. But if it was negative 5, we would divide by negative 5. If it was 8, we would divide by 8. If it's negative 11, we divide by negative 11. If it was 2 over 3, we divide by 2 over 3. Why? Because that's how we get rid of the number multiplied to the letter. We divide by it. But what we do on the left in an equation, we must do where? On the right. So that is how we know when to divide. That's how we know we must divide. Okay? Because we want, as Rayla says in the comment section, we want the value of x. There's no ways we can find x unless we say goodbye to 2. Now I'm going to show you here as well. Let's come here. Y plus 40 is equal to 3y minus 20. Alternate angles, PQ is parallel to SR. I told you how important the reason is, and you making sure that you write the parallel lines. Let's solve now. Y is alone. 3y must come and join. 3y is part of 2 terms on the right side, but 3y must leave. He must join his friend y because they are terms. They are very good friends. Okay, 3y must join y because 3y and y, they play together. They are like terms. They enjoy the same things. They like y. They like y ring. Okay, so 3y must cross over. When he crosses over, he is positive, but when he crosses over, he becomes negative. So he becomes negative 3y. He joins y. Plus 40 must leave and join negative 20 on the right side. Positive 40 is positive, but when he crosses over, he changes his mind and his signs. So negative 20 was already negative, but positive 40, when he crosses over, he changes from positive 40, he becomes negative 40. Everybody who crosses over, he changes his signs. Okay? Yes, we change sign when transposing terms. Okay? Now y minus 3y gives us negative 2y equal negative 20 minus 40 gives us negative 60 degrees. Then we have negative 2y. We want the value of who? Of y, not the value of negative 2y. We want the value of y. So we must divide. Do you remember what I said? Negative 2 and y are combined together. They are one term. Negative 2 is like multiplied by y. So if we want to get rid of something that is multiplied, we need to divide by that number. But what we do on the left, we must do where? On the right. So we divide by negative 2 on the right as well. Then what's a negative divided by negative? It's positive. What's 2 divided by 2? It's 1. We are left with y, that is having a positive 1. That 1 is there. 1 is there, but it's not seen. I usually say 1 is like God or the Holy Spirit. Present, ever present, but just not seen. Okay? And then here, negative divided by negative is positive. What's 60 divided by 2? It is 30 degrees. So our y value, guys, is 30. Okay? And there it is. 4 good marks. 4 good marks. Statement, reason, working out, beautiful final answer. Any questions, guys? Any questions at all about what we've just done there? That problem has exposed us basically to how do we go about solving for an unknown when we have a relationship with parallel lines. Lona Kika, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that everything is clear. No, everything is Lona. Okay, all right. I'm very happy. Let's check this one out. Yes, I post these live sessions, guys. I on YouTube when I actually have them. Okay, I post the live sessions. So the raw live sessions, as you see them, you know, the live sessions, I just post them there as they are. I don't no editing, just put them there. The rambling, the talking, the excitement, the sadness, me deviating, saying many things that don't make sense sometimes, it's there. 2.5, and the link is in my bio. In the diagram below, prove stating reasons that AB is parallel to CD. In the diagram, prove stating what? Reasons that what? AB is parallel to CD. So here we are being asked to prove that the lines are parallel. I want, before I get into this, guys, I want to actually look at what do we mean, how to prove lines are parallel. I want us to just have a look at this, just briefly. I can come to you and do the following. Let's say this is AB and this is CD. And then I come to you and I say, that's 30 degrees, that's 30 degrees. And then I say to you, is AB parallel to CD? Now I want a yes or no. Is AB parallel to CD? And if you are saying yes, I want to know why. Matabo says yes. Amila says no. Is AB parallel to CD? Amila says no. Matabo says yes. Amila says no. Matabo says yes. Amila says no. Matabo says yes. Amila says no. Warren says yes. UN says yes. Kai says yes. Kwekus the Travel says yes. No Name says yes. Zidan says yes. Kweku the Traveler says let me prove. Yes, cosides are equal, Talent says. Marlene says yes, alternate angles. No, because there are no parallel lines, someone else says. Okay. Guys, let us be honest, right? A, B, and C, D. Okay. A, B, and C, D, the way they look would suggest that these lines, they can't be parallel, right? That's how they look, the way they look. The diagram here is not necessarily drawn to scale. I'm just trying to prove a point here. I'm trying to make a very important point. I want you though to observe that A, B, and C, D, first and foremost, don't look parallel, and two, there are no arrows here. You know those arrows usually that they put there to indicate parallel stuff? That thing is not even there. So I'm asking now, is AB parallel to CD? And there are mixed feelings. Okay. Marlene says the Z effect. Now, look at this. Marlene is saying the Z effect. That's what Marlene is saying, right? Okay. Now, listen, guys. We know that these two angles, you see, these two angles were there already. What do you notice about these two angles, guys? These ones. Okay. Yes, Marlene is saying the Z effect. Okay. This 30 degrees and this 30 degrees, all right, are actually in the alternate position. They are actually alternate angles. All right, guys, remember, this thing of alternate angles does not necessarily have anything to do with parallel lines. Whenever you have lines like this, okay, let's say AB and CD are actually not parallel lines at all. But what you must know is that the Z effect here means these are angles that are alternate. These are angles that are alternate. But those angles are equal if the lines are parallel. Now, please hear me very well. Those angles are equal if what? The lines are parallel. I just asked this question and I said to you, is AB parallel to CD? 30 degrees and this 30 degrees are in the alternate angle position. They have the alternate effect. And what do you observe about them? This 30 degrees and this 30 degrees being in the alternate position, having the Z effect, actually, these two angles, they are both 30 degrees. Since they are both 30 degrees, what does that then mean about AB and CD? If this is 30 and that is 30, what does that mean about AB and CD? we can say that AB is parallel to CD. And maybe you are going to ask why. The reason is because the alternate angles are both equal. They are both equal. The alternate angles, this angle and that angle, are both 30 degrees. We can agree on that, can't we? And because they are 30 degrees, we can then conclude and say AB is parallel to CD. What is the reason? It's because the alternate angles, they are equal. They are equal. Let me go on to another one. I'm going to ask this one as well. Let's say that is 50 and that is 50. I ask you. No, guys, listen. Some of you are saying, I forgot the arrows. No, I did not forget the arrows. The arrows are not there because you are being asked to prove whether A, B, and C, D are parallel. Guys, when you are asked to prove if lines are parallel, okay? If you are asked to prove that the lines are parallel, then you need to look for one of three relationships. One of three. You must look for one of three situations. One of the situations is looking as to whether the angles between those lines are the angles between those lines possessing alternate angles that are equal. If the angles between those lines are possessing alternate angles that are equal, then you can conclude that the lines are parallel. What is the reason? It's because the alternate angles are equal. Okay? It's because the alternate angles are equal. So you proved that AB is parallel to CD. Why? Because you can see there's a 30 degrees here and there's a 30 degrees there, and they are in the alternate position. They are in that Z effect mode, but they are equal. So therefore, we must then conclude that AB is parallel to CD. Guys, let's look at another situation here. I say to you, is XY parallel to ZW? Yes or no? Is XY parallel to ZW? Joe Dean says yes, corresponding angles. Tabata says yes. Puluso says yes. Guys, I hope you are feeling me here, because if you don't feel me here, it's gonna be tough. Okay, is yes, Marlene's the F effect. I love this thing that you are saying there, Marlene's first said the Z effect. Now she is saying the F effect. I love this notion of F and Z effect. But in that F effect, what do we see? On top of this line, it's 50 degrees. On top of this line, it's 50 degrees. On the same side of the transversal line, they are both 50. So what can we conclude? XY is parallel to ZW. Reason. Hey guys, this reason is very important. This thing is in the acceptable reason document. Corresponding angles equal. You have found that between these two lines, you were not there. Of course, you want to find out if they're parallel. But what are you finding? That between these two lines, there exist corresponding angles that are equal. If there are corresponding angles that are equal, then it means that the lines are parallel. Okay? I hope you are with me here. So that is why, guys, we can say XY is parallel to ZW. What's the reason? Corresponding angles equal. Last thing I want to look at. Look at this one. Aye, guys. Aye. Look at this one. Look at this one. Boa, Dade, boa, boa, boa. Question: is AB parallel to ZD? Is AB parallel to ZD? Is AB parallel to ZD? And why? Is AB parallel to ZD? These guys. Masero is like, no. Let's see. I'm listening. Malins is saying yes. Malins, I think I absolutely love Malin's mind. Malins is Malinsing, I'm telling you. Malins, hopefully Malins, you are in grade 9. If you are not in grade 9 or in grade 8, then I'm guessing you are just coming here and eating the kids' supper. You are actually eating the kids' dessert. Clemens, U-shape is next door neighbor, Meza. Oh my goodness, no, because it's not indicated on the diagram. Yeah, you see all these people. Yeah, Malins, I knew you are having people's supper when you are here to have people's supper. You are eating the kids' dessert. It's like you are at Spur and you are ordering the kiddies menu. You are ordering from the kiddies menu, but you are an adult. If you are not in grade 8 or 9, and you are just chowing the kiddies meal, guys. Is AB parallel to CD? So 180 minus x represents this angle, and this angle is represented by x. Okay, I can just hear in my mind's eye or in my head Malin saying the U effect. Okay, guys, this is the U effect. What do you notice about the angles? Okay, if you take this angle BAC, and you add it to angle ACD, what do you notice? Angle BAC is 180 minus x. You add it to x. What do we get, guys? 180 minus x plus x. What's the answer? What is the answer? Someone tell me. This is 180 minus x. This is x. The U effect. These are angles in the armpits, right? 180 minus x plus x, yes, Ria, it gives me 180. So what are we noticing here? What are we noticing here? When we add the armpit angles, we get what? We get 180. So what does that mean, therefore, about these two lines, AB and CD? It means AB is parallel to CD, guys. It's parallel. Okay, parallel. AB is parallel to CD. Don't tell me about not seeing parallel lines, not seeing the rays. No, this is not about that. This thing is about proving whether AB is parallel to CD. When you are proving something, guys, you want to find evidence to substantiate or to support why you are saying something. Now, I can tell you that I've added these two angles, my armpit angles, my U-shape effect. It's giving me the two angles. When I add them together, my U, 180. I'm expecting to see if whether they're gonna give me 180 or not. What's the reason for saying AB is parallel to CD? The reason is co-interior angles the co-interior angles are supplementary. That's what's happening here. The co-interior angles are supplementary to support AB being parallel to CD. The reason is because the co-interior angles are supplementary. All right? So AB is parallel to CD. I've proved it. All right? The U effect is giving the U effect. Okay? So, guys, what is Sir saying to you guys? I am saying to you, there's one of 3 ways to prove that lines are parallel. Listen to me. One of 3 ways. The first way, if you can find alternate angles between the lines you are being asked to prove that they are parallel, if you can find the alternate angles that are equal, then you can say AB is parallel to CD. alternate angles are equal. That is your reason for saying AB is parallel to CD. It's because alternate angles are equal. The Z effect is yielding equality. Are you with me? Then, next situation. If you can prove so if you can prove as well that the corresponding angles are equal as well, then you can also prove that you see XY is parallel to ZW, corresponding angles are equal. That's your second way. And then lastly, if you can prove that co-interior angles are supplementary, then that also means you have basically proved that the lines are parallel, and that's your reason. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Okay. Yeah. The reason why I went through all of that is so that you can appreciate this question here. This question is saying, in the diagram below, prove stating reasons that AB is parallel to CD. We need to what? Prove. Stating reasons that the lines are parallel. Make sense? So we have 115 here. We have 65. We want X. Okay? Because if we can find X, then we can look at this relationship between these two angles. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So please find X. Okay? I'm sure you can find the value of X. I'm sure you can find the value of X. This angle plus that angle should give you 180, right? So that you can find the value of X. Then after finding the value of X, you are going to compare X with this angle. And if the two are equal, then it means you can conclude about the parallel lines, if they are or not. If these lines, A, B, and C, D are parallel, and you will have a reason for saying that, right? So hopefully, I'm sure you guys are doing this, saying X plus 55 degrees is equal to 180. So this angle and that angle, top are equal.